In a loop of the River Avon in Worcestershire lies the site of Evesham Abbey, founded here early in the 8th century by Saint Egwin, a Benedictine monk from Worcester. Egwin was related to the royal family that ruled Mercia, the largest kingdom in England at the time. And there in Worcester he lived a saintly life, evangelising pagans and doing many charitable deeds for the poor and in need. By popular demand, Egwin became 3rd Bishop of Worcester in the year 692, but the zeal with which he approached the role soon made him very unpopular. The standards of morality he expected from clergy and nobles seemed very rigorous. He disciplined his own clerics very strictly, and in time they turned against him. Egwin's response was to bind his legs in iron shackles and throw away the key. He tossed it in the river. It was part personal penance and part protest. With legs bound, he made his way to Rome on pilgrimage to see what reception he might get there. Eventually arriving, he went to St. Peter's to kneel and pray, while some of his companions went fishing in the Tiber. They caught a fish, and when they sliced it open, they found inside the same key with which Egwin had locked his chains back in England. Taking it as a sign of God's favour, he made a public demonstration of removing the shackles. News of the miracle spread through Rome, and Egwin was summoned before Pope Constantine, who gave him his blessing. The case against him was annulled, and Egwin returned to England to great acclaim and admiration. One day, a swineherd named Eve was here beside the River Avon, some 16 miles from Worcester, and among the oak trees tending the pigs, he received a vision of the Virgin Mary, who told him a new place of worship should be dedicated to her here. It is from Eve that the town of Evesham gets its name. A brass statue in the market square shows the Virgin Mary appearing among the leaves of the woods where Eve searched for his pigs. Whilst with the swine amongst the trees, I fell at once upon my knees. Up above a great light, our Blessed Virgin, shining bright. Of what I saw amongst the leaf becomes the legend of Swineherd Eve. Some say it was at this very place that Egwin had cast his key into the Avon as he set out on his journey to Rome. He came here again in response to Eve's story, and the Blessed Virgin appeared also to him in great splendour and confirmed her wish. The King of Mercia granted Egwin the land, and the abbey was founded here at the beginning of the 8th century. It was to become one of the largest and most splendid Benedictine monasteries in England. Nothing remains of the original building, which was probably built in wood, but some of the footprint of the later abbey is marked out by stone slabs. 2 parish churches built by the monks to serve the town escaped destruction in 1540 when the monastery was dissolved by Henry VIII, and also the bell tower built by the last abbot of Evesham in the early 16th century. Otherwise, only a handful of ruined fragments, like this gate to the cloister, are all that remain from medieval times. The monastery fish ponds are incorporated into what is now a public park as ornamental pools. Egwin died in the monastery which he had founded in the year 717 on December the 30th, which is now his feast day, and here the saint was buried. While the abbey itself was dedicated to the Virgin Mary, there are a number of churches in the area dedicated to Saint Egwin, including here at Norton, just outside Evesham. The 12th century stone lectern in this church was discovered at the abbey, and the carving on its front is thought to show Bishop Egwin. The abbey seal in Evesham Museum also shows the story of Saint Egwin. The churches built by the monks beside the abbey have beautiful carvings and stained glass depicting the story of Evesham Abbey, Eve and Egwin. This window in All Saints shows Egwin cradling the newborn abbey in his arms.